Hello everyone, my name is Spencer Hutchins. I'm state representative for the 26th Legislative District in Bremerton, Port Orchard, Gig Harbor. So honored to represent my community here in the State House. Welcome to the State House Chamber. So there are cutoffs during legislative session. That means bills have to be finished by a certain period of time. Policy cutoff is February 17th, which means all of the committees that deal with policy, not the budgets, but policy, have to be done with their work, and bills need to be done with the process by the 17th of February. There are some things that I'm concerned about not getting finished by cutoff that are, I think, really an important priority for me and for our district. Number one, we have a lot of issues around community safety and crime. There are some fixes to our police pursuit laws, some fixes to our drug laws that I would really like to see resolved by policy cutoff. I'm concerned about coming through the COVID time. I'm concerned about some executive powers reforms that I'd like to see worked on. Those I'm concerned about not getting done before cutoff. There are several different issues that we're dealing with, certainly on my committees, around healthcare, transportation policy, around housing policy, that we want to make sure are locked in before that cutoff period. So we're under the wire here. We in transportation are hearing a lot about concerns around funding for our roadways. And as people may know, the Transportation Commission has really taken a look at the road usage charge as a potential future replacement for gas tax. As we see vehicles becoming more fuel efficient, as we see orders around getting away from fuel vehicles and to moved over to electric vehicles, there's a concern that our funding mechanisms for our roadways will really be diminished. And so the road usage charge is something that is being batted around as an idea. That means either tracking your miles or keeping track of your miles to be able to pay a surcharge or a tax on the amount that you are driving. I have some concerns around the road usage charge, around being wary of the government having any kind of GPS or tracking capability. I think there are concerns around the weight of vehicles and the effect of weight on the roadways. So a lot of the fuel efficient or electric vehicles that we're seeing today actually weigh more. They're heavier than a lot of the gas vehicles that we have had in the past. So these are things that I'm looking at, respecting and preserving our rural lifestyles for so many people who live and work in more rural and suburban communities. So there's a lot going on as we look at funding mechanisms in the future around road usage charge and fuel efficiency that is worth keeping our eye on. And nothing is set in stone yet, but it's something we're really looking at. Traffic safety is a big priority for the transportation policy side of what we're doing in the legislature. The governor has made a lot of statements about it. There has been a lot of talk on both sides of the aisle about our roadway safety. I have a bill that would add a little element to driver's ed that would really teach and train our drivers how to share the road with large commercial vehicles like semi-trucks and buses. It's a major problem if there are accidents with those large vehicles. The capacity for injury, loss of life is huge, and the possibility of really interrupting our commercial activity is a big one when you have a jackknifed semi crossing all lanes of I-5, for example. So that bill got passed out of committee recently. It's ready to go. No fiscal note, no cost. So I really hope that bill will be heard on the floor, and just a little fix, a little tweak to the law that I think will help educate our drivers how to be more safe on our roadways. The Housing Committee has been very active this legislative session. I'm very honored to serve on the Housing Committee as we try to solve, or at least put some progress toward, our housing crisis, our housing affordability crisis. I was very proud to co-sponsor with my friend April Connors from Tri-Cities a bill called the Homes for Heroes bill. And what it does, it creates a pilot program in the state of Washington that provides some down payment and closing cost assistance to people who we want to keep in our community. We want to invest in our community. People who are hospital workers, our first responders, our military men and women, our veterans, people who are in the mental health space, people who are here to really serve our community in a great way. we want to encourage them to stay. We want them to be here doing what they do best for our community. So this is just a way for the state to incentivize and encourage not only generational wealth creation through home ownership, but also to encourage those key groups of people to stay here in our community and bless us as they always have. So I was really glad that that bill passed out of committee unanimously, and we look forward to seeing it on the floor of the House. If you share my concern about some of those community safety pieces that we're seeing, issues around crime and policing, things like reforming our police pursuit laws to allow our first responders to do their jobs, things like our drug possession laws that really got changed over the last few years, I hope you will reach out to the committees that are dealing with those issues, the Senate Law and Justice Committee, the House Community Safety, Justice, and Reentry Committee. It's important for those committee members on both sides of the aisle to hear your voice. One of the things that I care the most about, that I am so grateful for as a state representative, is the people reaching out to my committees that I serve on about the bills and about the issues that we're hearing and that we're addressing. It's so important that your voice be heard. Please, please make your voice heard. Reach out to the people who are making decisions here in your state capital. It's an important role that you play as a citizen, and I hope you will take that very seriously. Thank you so much.